Hey guys, it's Sunday night here in the Philippines, and as promised, we are doing another free-for-all weekend video to make a total of 3 for this weekend. But we had a lot going on this weekend, so I wanted to show you guys a bunch of stuff, and it would have been hard to integrate all of it into one video. So we broke it up into 3 sessions, and actually tonight I'm kind of doubling up on product because I promised we were going to take a look at this set here, the Liberty Walk Police GTR with the 2 police women figures. But I figured I would go ahead and throw in the black C8 Corvette because I don't really have anything else to correspond with it. The next mini GT video we will be doing next week has the stock Hurricane Evo Lamborghini, I think I said that wrong, in the wrong order, Lamborghini Huracan Evo, and then we have the silhouette Liberty Walk version of it in white. So those kind of go together, so I'll be unboxing those 2 together, so these 2 will have to work together. I know the Vette's not even a Liberty Walk, it's not even a Japanese car, so it doesn't really correspond with one another, but hey, it'll work. So anyways, also I'd like to apologize about the use of explicit language in the last video. Occasionally I'll do that, but not as much as I did the other night or last night, but it was kind of disappointing to see these defects on these vehicles, especially when you're paying a lot of money for them. And it's not like the first time I've seen this with Greenlight. I've been going back and forth with hobby shops here, and there's really nothing they can do. It's out of their hands. It's up to Greenlight, but about their quality of like bent axles, twisted chassis, and things like that. Slightly bent axles is understandable because these wheels that they use push onto the axle. So if they're using a machine pressing them on, yeah, they're probably going to get pressed on crooked or pressed on too hard and bend the axle, crack the wheel. It's going to happen, but at least have people inspecting them better. M2 also is notorious for this. M2 I think is even slightly worse than Greenlight because their body parts that they have that are opening usually are tweaked in some sort of way and they don't align right, they don't shut well, something like this. So that's why you guys hear me sometimes say that I prefer non-opening doors on M2, especially when we're looking at the driver's cars, because of that reason. So, as I said, Auto World seems to be the best. Round 2, their companies of Johnny Lightning, Auto World, and Racing Champions seem to be pretty good. Occasionally they have some issues, but it's rare. It's not as often as what you see with Greenlight and M2. Still going to buy the products of Greenlight and M2. Love all of them. But yeah, they really do need to improve quality control. But that's the last I'll say about it. Just wanted to make a public apology for the language use, because usually I don't do that. I try to make this as family friendly as possible. But anyways, tonight we're looking at Mini GT, and as I mentioned, I've never had any major issues with quality control with them. I've heard some stories, but I have never experienced anything except for the little bit of paint defects we've seen on the R32, the black one the other week, the stock one with the BBS wheels. That's the first time, but that's actually not too bad. It's tolerable, and also it's the first defected one I've had out of like maybe 30 to 40 cars I've bought from Mini GT. So that's a pretty good track record, I would say. So anyways, tonight we brought out the Vette with this Liberty Walk Police Department GTR to kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and instead of doing separate videos for each one. So anyways, let's go ahead and get a look at the Vette first. Because actually I think I will say this, I'm saving the best for last. Even though this Vette is really cool, I still think the Liberty Walk Police is cooler because it comes with the police girls. I think that's what put it over the top as being one really cool, killer-looking set. But anyways, back to the Vette. This is their second release of the C8. The first one was the red with the black wheels with the chrome lip on the wheels. Very cool. But I think this one I like a little bit better because of the wheel choice. If these wheels were on the red one, I think I would dig the red over the black. But it's hard to say. They both look good. And there's a yellow one coming up too, which really looks good because it reminds me of the C6R that Andy Pilgrim and Dale Earnhardt used to race in the early 2000s in the 24 Hours of Daytona. And I think the car still ran, but those guys were the ones I remember most off because it was like an iconic year. I think it was the first time like Earnhardt participated in it because I used to have the diecast of that car and it just stands out to me as an icon. So that yellow looks killer on those cars. I think it's even called Daytona Yellow, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyways, back to the black one. This is really cool. It has also like subtle, like ghosted in racing stripes or SS stripes, rally stripes, whatever you want to call them. They're in gray, as you can see here. Chevrolet Corvette Stingray, black with midnight gray stripe. They do not say anything about C8, which I'm surprised. But I think that's more for like the Chevy guru guys like myself or just guys in the muscle cars know that this is the 8th generation of the Vettes. Anyways, so as usual, we'll read the box here. Mini GT, affiliate company of TSM model, collector number 153. On the bottom side of the box, you have your warning, choking hazard, and your age recommendation of 14 plus. It is a collector's model. On this end cap, you have Mini GT with a white lid. This side's black lid, and it has the Corvette emblem. And then on the backside or bottom, however you want to say it, you have your Corvette and Chevrolet licensing, your Mini GT website and how to find them on Facebook and on Twitter. Then you have this here, the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray 2020, black with midnight gray stripe. Left-hand drive. Yes, I opted for left-hand on this one because that's, well, pretty much the most suited variant of this car. Right-hand drive would be unique. European, Japanese, Asian release Corvette, but since I'm from the States and most of my stuff is based on that, I had to get the left-hand drive. Even with my GTRs and stuff, as I've said before, I always opt for left-hand drive. Unless it's standard that you can only get right-hand drive. Like the R32s and like the Camel Trophy Land Rover and some of the race variant stuff is only right-hand drive. So you have to take it. But if it's an option, I will get left-hand drive. So let's get this guy out and take a look at him. And as I've said before, this just comes exactly like this in the box with plastic cellophane over it. That is your standard releases. And the Miho exclusives are just going to be in clamshell packages with the car exposed. So here we go, guys. This is a sweet looking car. As I said, really dig the silver wheels. Really nicely done. And once again, this just reminds me of a Ferrari. Even in black. The red even more so, but the black does also. And I think the yellow will too. Just the body lines, the mid-engine. Look, it reminds me of a Ferrari big time. Almost like that 458 or 458 Italia, however you say it, but that's what the car reminds me of from the side view. And as you can see, those gray, midnight gray stripes look really good. They just look like matte black, actually, on top of the gloss black, which looks really cool. You can see the intake of the LS style or LT style engine. Very cool. And all the body lines are nicely done. You have your air intakes there. The mirrors are rubber and they flex pretty good, so they are very durable. Front acrylic headlights, your Corvette emblem on the front header panel, your mesh areas there for like the intake. I'm not sure for what because it's mid-engine, but anyways, maybe it's for airflow to the brakes or something like this, who knows. And then once again, nice body lines here, beautiful with the wheels, and red acrylic on the taillight lenses, very hard to see against the black. Corvette emblem on the rear tail panel, dual exhaust double tips back here, and your spoiler, you can see the pedestals for the spoiler, the mounts. Sorry about the focusing, there we go. Really nicely done, beautifully done actually. And as I was mentioning before, I didn't know about like a mainline type of C8, but I think Matchbox just released one. I seen it in one of the groups, but can't say that I seen the name on the card, but it was dark blue and it looked just like a C8, unless it's like a Ferrari or some other European exotic car that looks like the Vet, which that's probably easy to basically misunderstand for one another nowadays. But I think it was the C8 for sure, and it didn't look too bad actually. And Matchbox, they've actually stepped up their game over the past few years, where their mainline stuff is much nicer than the Hot Wheel mainline stuff, because usually it has headlight, taillight tampos, the wheels that they use look more realistic to be plastic, so I'm interested to see that. And as I've promised you guys before, if I can find any other companies making C8s, I will buy them so we can take an overall look at them. But yeah, this is a really nicely done car. Not sure what the silver is back here, if that's like the emblem or what that's supposed to represent. I can't even say that I remember seeing that on the red one. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or if it's a flaw. It just looks kind of weird that it's elongated like that, as you can see this part I'm talking about right here, but it may be fine, not sure. But anyways, beautiful car. So next is this set. This is limited, and this is limited from Mini GT themselves. Usually they don't do like limited production. If they do, it's usually through Miho or Toys R Us or somebody like this, but this is straight from Mini GT, limited to 3,000 pieces. Collector number 147. Mini GT, Liberty Works Nissan GTR R35, Liberty Walk Police. Liberty Walk Police in big letters here. Affiliate company of TSM Model. And then on this end cap, there is the Liberty Walk emblem with the collector number once again. This side, Mini GT with the collector number again. And then on the bottom side of the box, Mini GT with the name of the car again, LB Works, Nissan GTR R35, Liberty Walk Police. And here it has kind of like a graffiti-like print, Liberty Walk, and then in, I think, Japanese characters, maybe even Chinese characters, with some stars for the police, because it says police in English and in Japanese writing on the side of the vehicle. Then on the back, same thing you have on the other caps of the boxes, like your warning label, age recommendation, collector's model, Nissan licensing, and then your website for Mini GT, where to find them on Facebook and Twitter. And then once again, this is LB Works Nissan GTR R35 Type 1 Rear Wing version 1. LB Police Limited Edition, and it doesn't even say right hand or left hand, and as I said, this one is not going to be a choice. I would believe all of these are going to be right hand drive, but I'm not sure. Let's get him out and take a look at him, because I am not 100% sure on that. And this one was a little more expensive than the others. Like I said, most of them are going for like between $9 and $11, depending on the model. If it's a show exclusive, sometimes like $15. And there it is, the insert when you pull it out with the two police girls and the GTR. This one was roughly about $20. I think $18.50 to be like exact what the conversion rate is. But usually these figures, 1/64 figures, are expensive here. I think it's the same in the States too, but usually like, well, the last mini GT figures, the two showgirls and then Mr. Kato, either set you bought was about $10 for those three little figures. So if you add that, $10 for the figures, or even say $8 for the figures minimum, then the car at $10, it's pretty much equal. So let's go ahead and dump the figures out so I don't drop them on the floor and get the GTR out and look at it. So this is no different than your first release from Mini GT, like body kit wise, meaning big tall wing, and then you have your Liberty Walk standard kit. And actually I'm wrong, I thought it did have the Japanese characters on the door, but it doesn't. It's all English, Liberty Walk Police. And on this side, same. Huh. So I'm wrong about that. I thought it had some Japanese characters. Maybe I'm thinking of just the Greenlight tarmac ones, because those definitely have the Japanese characters and no English writing as far as I can remember. So there you are, the silver intercooler acrylic lenses, the traditional black and white paint job of like the Japanese police departments when they have like the police. That is also their iconic like boomerang shaped light bar that they use on a lot of their cars. And even if they're like bubblegum lights, they're still like this. They're shaped like that boomerang on like a pedestal, like with three bubblegum lights. I have an R34 from Greenlight. I should have brought that out to show you guys because it's the Japanese release and it's also pretty cool release. But this is really cool. It has all the police emblems, Liberty Walk. I guess that would be your city name, like Cleveland Police, if it would be from Cleveland, where I'm from. Then your tail lights are red acrylic, dual exhaust with the double tips, Liberty Walk license plate, detailed chassis, and then these are the basic, I think these are the Forgiato rims. It's hard to see though. Usually they're wider, I think, than this, but I'm not sure either. I can't recall. I would have to bring out one of my other ones. It may be skinnier like that, so who knows? Not sure. But really nice car. I mean, it's very cool, police look, and it's different for sure. Because all of the other police cars, like of the R35 and all the other Skylines, are all stock, and they don't have any kind of special performance stuff. This looks killer, though. It has the Liberty Walk kit, but in police decor, so perfect. So that's why I had like my cover photo, the thumbnail photo, like it's pulling over the C8. And then here are your little police women and little tiny skirts. And it looks like black leather, and their black police caps, long hair, very cool. And then they come on this like clear, I guess I would say like PVC plastic or something like that to make it where it looks like they're, well, doesn't look like there's anything helping them stand. Because I know Greenlight, they have these big, bulky bases and they're guys. And it's sometimes, like, pretty obvious that they don't stand too well on their own. Sometimes I cut those bases off, but sometimes it doesn't work so well. Sometimes it does. Oops. Drop that one, so we'll get that later. I'll just pull out another one here, and he's bringing some snow with him. So yeah, anyways, as you can see, it has like this big bulky plastic stand to help them stand up and stuff. But Still, yeah, it is like, well, you could see like in my display, I'm using the snow to kind of cover this, and you can't see it so well. Then some of the American Diorama stuff, those diecast guys, are weight proportioned correctly, where they stand on their own. Like, well, I'll show you this guy here. See, as you can see, there's no like stand to help him at all, but he will stand freely on his own, no problem. That's the die-cast figures from American Diorama. They're actually not any more than Greenlight or Mini GT stuff, and they're actually pretty nice and pretty heavy too. As you can hear, he makes a lot of noise when hitting the table compared to like the little plastic one here. Yeah, it doesn't really make any noise compared to like that. So yeah, die-cast are nice. So anyways, that's the GTR set, guys, and then you get two girls and pretty much the same. One has her right hand out and one has her left hand out, just like the other show girls that came with Mr. Kato. So yeah, pretty much the same thing, and let's go ahead and zoom in on that so you can get a better look at it, because I couldn't get it to focus in so well on, or while they were in my hand. So there you go, that's actually pretty good. And kind of back up the C8 here and the GTR and get everything into the shot. So there you go. There are your new Mini GT cars. So hope you guys enjoyed these, and yeah, they're definitely worth the money. I think they are anyways. So yeah, the C8 was roughly about $9, and then the GTR set with the two girls was roughly, as I said, about $18. But since it's special limited edition, I think it's well worth it. So anyways, Monday, well, tomorrow, it seems like I'm doing a video every day nowadays. But anyways, tomorrow we are doing our regular premium unboxing for Monday, but it's going to be Muscle Car Monday, and we are doing some stuff from Greenlight, some older stuff too, some GL Muscle Series 13, and then a Miho hitch and tow set that comes with the race car. It's a Mopar set. We'll be doing that along with 4 muscle cars from GL Muscle 13. And then also a JDM car we're going to throw in the mix too. And it's one of the first releases of the R35 from Greenlight. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. So make sure you tune in for that. If you guys have not subscribed yet, please remember to do so. Give me a thumbs up, share the video, tell your friends about my channel, and I appreciate you guys watching. So enjoy your Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.